Have you ever felt, well, stuck? Like you're in this weird holding pattern, even though you're smart, you're educated, and you know you've got potential. You're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden costs of doing nothing, and more importantly, how to break free from that trap of just standing still.
So let me ask you this directly. You've put in the work, you've got the qualifications, but are you just waiting? Maybe for that perfect opportunity to just land in your lap? It's a surprisingly common place to be, and it's exactly what we're here to unpack.
And this brings us right to this paradox of being the educated and idle. It's so frustrating, right? And for a lot of people, it's really disheartening. I mean, you pour years into your education, and then it feels like you've just hit a brick wall, totally unable to take that next big step. Having a safety net can feel like a blessing, but honestly, sometimes it can become a curse. Maybe it's the promise of a family business, or a comfortable place to live, or just this belief that the perfect job will find you eventually. These things can kind of lull you into complacency. Tomorrow becomes the go-to excuse, but as we all know, that tomorrow has a funny way of never showing up. But see, this inaction, it doesn't just stop us from moving forward. It can actually send us down a way more dangerous path. And that brings us to a concept that's been around for centuries, the devil's workshop. I'm sure you've heard the saying, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and there is a very good reason it has stood the test of time. Our minds, they're built to be active, to solve problems, to create things. When we don't give them something productive to do, they don't just, shut down. No, they turn inward. They start manufacturing anxieties and fears and doubts that can absolutely paralyze us. So what does this devil's workshop actually produce? Well, it's that endless loop of what-ifs that keeps you staring at the ceiling at night. It's replaying old mistakes over and over again. It's that constant, draining game of comparing yourself to others and feeling like you're falling behind. This mental garbage, as the source puts it so well, is the enemy of progress. It's a thief of your peace. This leads to a really fascinating idea from our source material called serving oneself. Now, this is not about healthy self-care. It's actually the total opposite. It's about all the unhealthy ways we fill that empty space when we feel lost. It's the hours spent just doom scrolling on social media, binge watching shows you don't even really like. Basically, any distraction that keeps us from facing the real issues. And you can see here just how that downward spiral works. It's a really slippery slope. It usually starts with just one negative thought taking root. That leads to procrastination, which just wastes precious time. And then before you know it, you're stuck in a rut of bad habits, and your true potential gets buried under this mountain of inaction. Okay, but this isn't just about feeling bad or being a little unproductive. The cost of inaction is very, very real. It has tangible consequences that can affect every single area of your life. So let's take a closer look at what those consequences really are. Wow, this comparison here, it paints such a powerful picture. It's two completely different ways to spend the exact same 24 hours. On one side, you've got the idle mind, just caught in a loop of negativity and distraction. And on the other, you have the purposeful mind, which is actively building a better future. The choice between these two paths, well, that's a choice we get to make every single day. And this brings us to the most precious, non-renewable resource that any of us have, our time. Unlike money, you can't earn more of it. Once a moment is gone, it is gone forever. Every hour you spend doing nothing is an hour you are literally stealing from your future self. But here is the good news. You are not destined to stay stuck in this cycle. There is a way out. It is a path that is available to every single one of us right now. And it's the path of purpose. So the source material introduces this really powerful idea. Work is worship. Now, hold on. This isn't necessarily about religion. It's about finding meaning and fulfillment in the act of doing something, whether it's your job, a creative hobby, or just taking care of your home. Any kind of focused, productive effort can be a source of purpose. It can be a way to connect with something that's bigger than yourself. Just think about it for a second. Think about a time you were completely absorbed in a project or a goal that you really cared about. Did you have time for anxiety or pointless gossip? Probably not, right? That is the power of purpose. It doesn't just add something to your life, it actively crowds out all the negativity, filling that space with focus and determination instead. So the bottom line is pretty simple. Progress requires action. Whether your goal is financial stability or personal growth or creative fulfillment, it all starts by taking that first step. You don't have to have the whole journey mapped out, but you do have to be willing to start moving. And this brings us to our final and maybe most critical point. You are the author of your own story. You're the one holding the pen. You have the power to change the narrative, to rewrite the next chapter, and to create a future that you can be truly proud of.
Because this isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. This is your one and only life, and every single day is a brand new opportunity to make it count. Don't wait for some perfect moment down the road. Take this moment and make it matter. And hey, you're not in this alone. Think about the people in your life who believe in you, who see your potential, and who are rooting for you. Don't let their belief be a weight on your shoulders. Let it be a source of strength, a reminder of the incredible person you're capable of becoming.
This isn't about some grand gesture or an overnight transformation. Not at all. It's about taking small, consistent steps in the right direction. It's about doing enough each day so that you can look yourself in the mirror at night and say, you know what? I'm proud of the effort I put in today. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last question to carry with you. What will you do with the precious time that you have left? The clock is always ticking, but the amazing news is your power to start is right here, right now. The choice is yours. What are you going to choose?